Today, dear traveler, we'll be adventuring to Nara, Japan, to have our own real-life Disney princess moment, experience the impressive feats of architecture and engineering, and gaze upon the largest Buddha I have ever seen. Nara was probably the highlight of my trip to Japan, and the whole trip was absolutely incredible. So that's really saying something. Do not sleep on Nara. It's only about a 30 to 40 minute train ride from Kyoto to Nara, and about a 35 to 45 minute train ride from Osaka to Nara. So if you don't want to spend the night in Nara, you can quickly and easily get from your hotel to Nara Park using only public transportation, which makes it an excellent day trip option. That's how we went. You'll likely arrive very close to Nara Park, the daytime home to the wild native deer. There are a little over 1,000 Sitka deer that come down from the surrounding hills every morning because they have learned that the people, mostly tourists, will feed them these special crackers that you can buy from local vendors. Many of the deer have also learned to bow to receive the crackers, which is so much fun and absolutely adorable. The crackers are specially designed for the well-being of the deer, and they're not cost prohibitive. When we were there in April of 2026, the crackers cost about 200 Japanese yen a pack, which translates to $1.23 in US dollars or €1.08. This means that if you travel to Nara and want to feed the deer, they are perfectly affordable, and you have no excuse not to buy the special crackers from the locals who make their living this way. Remember, feeding a wild animal regular human food will usually harm it in the long run, so don't go substituting your kids' rice puffs or whatever. Buy the crackers, ask the deer to bow, and respect that these deer, though very tame, are indeed still wild animals. But OMG. Feeding the deer the crackers was the craziest, goofiest time. We were absolutely terrible at it, as you can see. But it still felt a little like I was in a Disney princess movie. I highly recommend buying into the whole thing and having your very own Disney princess moment. A few tips on finding the best spot. My understanding, in my experience to some degree, is that you can find the more polite deer if you head towards the temple or higher up in the park. The more aggressive deer congregate in the first two sections of Nara Park, which is where most people go to feed the deer. So if you keep moving a bit after you come up from the train or the subway, you'll find more polite deer and fewer deer, which will allow for better photos. Our guide also taught us to hide the extra crackers in our hats so that we had more time to move about and find which deer we wanted to bow to without getting so mobbed. It took a while to figure out, but we did eventually get the hang of it, and that tip helped tremendously. I also found that each deer is happy to receive a smaller piece of a cracker. So by breaking each cracker into a few pieces, you can make the whole pack last longer. I've also heard that you can feed the wrapper to the deer, that it's made out of a similar rice paper type mixture that is okay for their digestive system. I know I've said this before. It's just an absolute blast. We bought, I think, like 3 packs of crackers. It was just magical. In addition to the deer, this is an ancient city that is home to multiple World Heritage Sites. It was an early capital, and there is so much here. One of the most famous of which is the Todaiji Temple. This truly impressive structure was originally built in 752 as the province's leading Buddhist temple. Unfortunately, it burned down and had to be rebuilt twice. The building that we can visit today was completed in 1709 and measures an impressive 178 feet long, 165 feet wide, and 157 feet high. It was the largest wooden building in the world until 1998. And this one was 30% smaller than the original structure built in 752. The Great Buddha himself, which it houses, is even more stunning. I forgot how to walk for a moment after crossing the threshold and could only mutter, "He's big." The statue stands a whopping 55 feet high, including the pedestal, and weighs 250 tons. 250 tons. It was constructed of copper and bronze, and its intricate hairstyle is made of 966 bronze balls. I can't even imagine constructing all of that without modern building techniques. I mean, we wouldn't even make something like this today, and they built it in 752. I understand that in August, dozens of white-robed monks will climb the Buddha or hang from ropes tied to the ceiling and use colorful dusters to wipe or dust the gigantic Buddha, which would be such a fabulous sight to see. While these were the highlights of our trip to Nara, there is so much more to do there, which happily gives me a reason to return one day. There are several other shrines you can visit in Nara, as well as the Mount Kasuga Primeval Forest, which would be fantastic to hike in, I'm sure, a former palace, and the National Museum, allowing for plenty of activities and full days. Have you visited Nara? Is it on your itinerary? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I look forward to chatting with you.